Now let's talk a bit of politics. It was free for all at the headquarters of the People's Democratic Party today as the party's Board of Trustees meeting was ongoing, which triggered a dispute over the position of National Secretary. Senator Samuel Anyanwu and former PDP youth leader Sunday Ude-Okoye, who are both vying for the contested National Secretary role, clashed at the meeting. Mr. Ude-Okoye, who arrived late at the meeting, was initially allowed to enter, but was later forcibly removed by suspected thugs, leading to the scuffle. The incident took place during the BoT meeting chaired by former Senate President Adolphus Wabara. As Mr. Ude-Okoye entered the room while Senator Wabara was delivering his speech, he greeted the officials at the high table, but notably excluded his rival, Mr. Anyanwu. Mr. Ude-Okoye, visibly agitated, called for his supporters to prevent his ejection. He was seen protesting outside the venue, alleging unfair treatment, as Mr. Anyanwu's supporters were allowed to enter the building while his own supporters were denied access. The position of National Secretary has been a point of contention since Mr. Anyanwu left to contest the Imo governorship election, which he lost. The Southeast Caucus of the PDP endorsed Mr. Ude-Okoye as a replacement, but Mr. Anyanwu has contested the move. For more on this development, our senior reporter Ademola Lawrence joins me now from Abuja studio. Ademola, what is the story behind this free-for-all we are seeing?
I think, first of all, let's lay the foundation. And of course, if you look at the foundation of the story, it began when Senator Anyanwu had already contested for the Imo governorship election. And of course, the Southeast Caucus already endorsed Ude-Okoye to be the National Secretary. But of course, there was a contestation by Senator Anyanwu. However, the ruling court in December 2024 upheld that position for Ude. But unfortunately, Senator Anyanwu still contested, and that is the background of the story. But going forward, today marks another different story entirely, where Senator Anyanwu was already at the meeting. Then Ude-Okoye, of course, came in later in the meeting, greeted everybody at the table, then omit Senator Anyanwu. So as a result of that, he was actually escorted out of the meeting by security operatives. But the fact is that actually disrupted the meeting, which, of course, the agenda of that meeting particularly was for the announcement of the National Executive Council of the People's Democratic Party and other related issues that has to do with the FCT Minister Wike and other issues that they were supposed to be at the forefront of that meeting. But of course, this has taken center stage. So there's now the issue of the National Secretary being fought for. Also remember last year, there was the issue of the acting National Chairman who, of course, had a bit of issues with the National Executive Council, but that was already settled. So there's a lot happening in PDP as at this time with their party crisis.
All right, so what is set to happen now? Because this meeting was disrupted. Does it mean they would be reconvening later, or were they able to resolve it somehow amicably?
No, so there was already a committee was already set up to look into this particular matter just today, that particular meeting, to look at the matter between Senator Anyanwu and, of course, Ude, to make sure that it actually go amicably. But after the fight broke out, the meeting continued. And of course, at that particular meeting, it was actually unveiled that the National Executive Council will eventually meet by February. But the challenge now is that we don't even know the date when they are going to be meeting. So there's a lot of controversy about which date the National Executive Council of the party will actually be meeting come February.
But perhaps in the days ahead, that announcement will be made. Thank you very much, senior reporter Ademola Lawrence, for that update from Abuja.